Well, I wasn't a part of the stream for some reason. I should have been a part of the stream. You guys doing okay? Hey, Kyle. Good to see you. Let me lift this up. So, hopefully everyone's doing good tonight. I caught a little bit of Cayman's live. I wish it could have been more, but I had to bottle some honey. So, bottled honey, replace receptacles, replace breakers, doing a little bit of honeydew list because it was rainy today. So, figured I would come live after he did. Oh, cool, Steve. I'm glad. And hey, if you didn't see it, Mike Berry put out a video today. He baited up some boxes, so hopefully he has good luck where he's trying to catch them. And it's been kind of phenomenal. I did not know that Mike was doing a video, and I didn't know Ed was doing a video until after he did it. So, well, I knew he did a video when he sent me this message that he did the video, but I didn't really know that he was doing one ahead of time. So, well, the pig update is Porky went to freezer camp and George is gone. He's just gone. I thought I saw some fresh pig tracks, but he must be coming. If he is coming back, he's coming back in the middle of the night or something, because I'm not seeing him. But anyway, I know you guys love talking some bees, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this link over and send it out. And let me go ahead and pin that to the top. And see. Make sure I'm not missing nothing. There we go. Done. Cool. Pin to the top. So anybody want to join? Come on in. Hit the button in the chat right above you. Let me switch this chat to live chat over on the other screen and not top chat. And other than that, man, it's been just nasty weather all day. I probably took 3 or 4 trips to Lowe's to fix light switches. I got new receptacles to put in for the 1960s ones that are in here. So hopefully that helps with some of the power problems that we're having, and the breakers, replacing the breakers. But one of them I had to order off Amazon because the hardware store didn't have it. Go figure. So that's what's going on, guys. Not a whole lot. Just it's been amazing the last couple days as far as sales. You know, Apis, getting some Apis sales, getting some sales for swarm lure. Not a ton, but more. It's definitely more than I've been doing. So that's good. Things are good. But feel free to jump on in and let's talk some bees. I know Lee, some people may not even got a notification. And maybe Brian from Flower Street Farms will come in. Maybe. If I'm nice to him. If he's listening. Let's see. See if I text him. Maybe he's not over here. I haven't seen him. Let's see. Hey, Charlie. Hey. What's up?
Hold on. All right, now I'm ready.
Now you're ready?
Yeah, to shut down the YouTube side.
Oh, I got you.
For the
I'm
back.
watching for a minute, waiting on Renee to watch our show. Watch our show? You got a show now?
What is it?
Lee's going to finish. They're binge watching Yellowstone. So he's. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. Stafford Mike or Mike Stafford?
I would say Mike Stafford. Where's Willem? Where's that at? Valley.
Willamette Valley. Yeah, where's Willamette Valley? Well, Mike Berry did a video on the swarm lure today.
Is that a troll down there?
Nope, that's probably my niece. Oh yeah, that's my niece. But first time I seen her in the chat. They started with 1883 first. Oh, you'll be well. I'm not going to give you the spoiler alert, but the Oregon. Okay, Willamette Valley, Oregon. Well, today it is rainy here, Charlie. So wasn't much bees going on. So I took the opportunity to go ahead and bottle up some honey. You know, I've gone through that whole case of bottles that I bought.
300 and some.
321. Well, just shy of it, but I've been doing more pint jars, right? So trying to, I need to order more now. That's the thing. It's always, you got to order, got to buy more. So now it's a matter.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like the lids, like 1,700 lids. You think that's a tremendous amount, but they'll last maybe a couple of years, depending on how much you sell. So but I always have a case of lids or a case of bottles waiting in the wings.
Do you buy the squeeze? You buy squeeze bottles? No, you buy the bears, right? Or you buy squeeze bottles?
No, I buy everything plastic.
So
I buy 1 pound. I bought a case of bears, 8 ounce, and that's been several years ago. That just doesn't sell. But the bears will sell for, like, if somebody hasn't tasted my honey, they'll come in and they'll buy a $5 bear, and then they'll get hooked, and then it's a 1 pounder, it's a 2 pounder, or if somebody really likes the honey, they're getting 3s. I got one guy came in and got 2 3 pounders. His wife, you know, just eats it all the time, you know, about sweeten her tea and things like that, you know.
Well, I don't know. This year I might buy one of those clear bottling. Have you seen the plexi bottling tanks? The plexiglass ones that are round, you know, it's a bottling tank, but it's clear.
Why?
Well, you can put it up at your honey stand and people can bring jars, and then you just charge them for the weight of the honey. And that way you don't have, if it's
I do that too.
So
now they'll come in, they'll say, hey, can I bring quarts? I got one lady, she'll buy $400 worth of quart jars full of honey. She brings quarts. Sometimes they're like wide mouth mason jars, and then there's other ones that might be. She's brought me some that are like half-gallon jars. I think something. They're big.
Like pickle jars. Like
Something like that. But they're more of a quart looking thing. They're real kind of narrow.
So I'm gonna have to buy some soon.
That kind of, but I mean, they drop them off, and then she'll maybe drop off, let's say 4 quart jar for a gallon of honey, let's say, or maybe 6 quarts. And I said, okay, drop them off. And then she has them pre-washed and labeled as far as just having her name on the top. And then I weigh them out and tear it out, and then I fill it. Usually a quart jar will hold 2, let's see, what is it? 2 3/4 pounds of honey.
Might as well say 3 pounds.
Yeah, just slightly under 3 pounds.
I find that the bigger sizes, if you're using mason jars, it's cheaper still than, I mean, you make more profit on it than you do on the 1 pound bottles, but people like the 1 pound bottles too. So,
well, I mean, you can buy glass. I mean, if it's not a honey jar, I mean, if you go and look at, like, go in the grocery store and you can buy a dozen quart mason jars. I'm going to say they're $12 a piece or something.
Yeah. Walmart has them for, like, they end up being 90 cents a piece or something like that. 24 watching and only 8 likes is what I'm showing over there now. It'll happen. But, you know, it's just, that's how my mind thinks, right? It's not even honey time, right? I just bottled some, and now it's like I'm thinking about honey. It's like I'm already past spring, right? I'm trying to stay a season ahead, like even developing the like the honeybee gone, right? Being one season ahead. So it's kind of a I don't know, maybe it's a pre-planning or I don't know what you want to call it. It's probably my OCD, just got too many things prioritized at one time. But like
Yeah, I mean, your priorities right now is to grow bees,
yeah.
and and fill boxes.
Well, I got smacked in the face today though. So when I started carrying Apis, I had to get a retail license, right, for sales tax. And so the state of South Carolina, in their infinite wisdom, makes us file retail sales tax returns every single month. Most of places is quarterly,
Quarterly.
right? Just for sales tax. Well, I don't collect sales tax because the website collects sales tax and pays it to the states that they need to. So I don't even collect it. But I had to have the license. So I have to go in there and literally do a return that's all zeros for sales tax and then file the income part of it with my income tax, right? Profit goes on your income tax. So they sent me a bill for $660 today because I failed to file my monthly zero tax return online. It was like a penalty. And I'm like, so I went and filed it. Now my bill says zero, but I don't know if the website's correct or the piece of paper is correct now. So now I need to go down to the Department of Revenue and get that straight, just so I don't get my behind in a sling, but
Right.
whatever.
Well, it wasn't raining here today, and the rain is coming up the coast, but it's going to they say it's going to stay south. Well, no, it stayed south today. Tomorrow the rain comes.
Hey, I'm going to get and show you something I found. Hold on.
Hey, James. I've been watching your videos. I want to talk to you. Get some single brood chamber management questions answered.
I had a happy accident.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for my bottles, right? Because the wife packed them up. And I found a bunch of these, bunch of foundations. They still smell good. So.
All to work.
Yep. So I got a bunch. I mean, I probably got, 25 of them. So it's nice when you find.
You forgot the hands, Charlie.
This was the honey I just jarred up. So got a little mason jar action going on right there. But pretty nice honey. Tastes good.
Oh, I got you now.
Forgot the hands.
Yeah, I asked James there. I need to talk to him about single brood chamber management. Now, what I did today was
I need to talk to him about single brood chamber management. Look at leap through the little hands emojis if you knew it was coming.
Well, what I did today is that the state of the Maryland State Bee Club had a meeting today, pretty much all day. And we had Steve Rapapsy, who's out of Pennsylvania. He's supposedly writing a book about single brood chamber management. I haven't seen it yet. He does give a talk about it. And then also they zoomed in Michael Palmer from Vermont. And I got to meet a lot of, my local beekeepers and stuff around the state and that kind of thing. But like Palmer, he talks about his sustainable apiary and his how to build, queens and stuff like that. And I met the guy 10 years ago or more
Right.
at a live conference, and it hasn't changed. Pretty much, maybe his graphics on his slides have changed, but other than that, it's the same message. Hasn't really changed. And then Rapcapsy did I had brought him in through Zoom at my own club apiary 2 years ago, or club meeting. And he talked about single brood then. And that's what got me started 2 years ago at trying to do it. And then it was interesting today was that he's running 8 frames. He said he had 6 frames of brood in there. And I questioned him about that. I said, did you pull half of that out? Of course, now it's deeps. And he said, no, put the queen excluder on and put the honey super on top of that. And then, go on. I said, I'm using mediums. Of course, he had to joke about that. You should got to have deeps. I mean, well, I like one size fits all type of thing. So that's what I have. That's why I have them. That's
Right.
one box fits everything. One size frame fits everything. Just like a commercial beekeeper like Ian Stepler or James, they're all running deeps and deep frame. They don't have medium honey supers, and that's the way the big commercial guys do. But they also have lifting machines and all that kind of stuff. And
you are the lifting machine.
Yeah, so I like mediums. It's a little bit, lighter weight, easier on my back. So I just, I asked him, I said, what about swarms? Well, I might have 10% swarms. Well, 200 colonies, that's 20 swarms.
Shit, that's more colonies than I have right
now. Well, he's running anywhere from 150 to 200 colonies up in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. But, I told him, I said, all right, I've got a dozen hives as far as honey production. And I had 0 swarms in 2 years because and I told him I go in and I equalize the hive. Oh, you're an equalizer, and
you're an equalizer.
Yeah. He was kind of making a joke out of it, and I'm like, I don't want to make a joke at it. I want to talk business here. I want to be serious about it and all that kind of stuff. And I want, to get the ins and the outs of it. And I was going to bring him on my live show, if he had his book out by now, but he still hasn't got it out. And that's been over a year ago or 2 or 3 years,
Right.
Like, all right, forget it. Talked to another guy, the president of the Maryland Bee Club. He's a commercial guy, has over 600 hives, 600 or 700. Does a lot of commercial pollination, I think. I'm not real sure about that part, but his son does give talks. So I'm gonna be in communications with him. Maybe bring him on my Friday night live chat and give us how he runs his operation and that kind of stuff. Kind of like Brad,
right,
that kind of a thing. It's not as he has more hives than Brad, but it depends on what he does with them and how and that kind of thing. But that's what we did today as far as that goes. And then I did get back here early. I left a meeting and came back, and it was it was like 45 to 50 degrees at the most. I'll say it was more like 48 or less. So I had the hives that are right behind me in this picture here. I had I went through all 12 of them out there, and I checked the food situation, and pretty much I would say all, there are 3 mediums, and I'm going to say the center brood frames up in the top. Most of them had maybe 1 or 2 of them that were kind of open with a little bit of honey on the outer edges, and the rest of them are completely full, solid, honey frames. So I'm good to go there. I don't need to worry about starvation, and population is really strong. Big, nice clusters. They're pretty much all over the frames. Every time I pull the lid off, they're coming up out of the hole there, out of the inner cover,
Right.
but and stuff like that. And then my nukes, I went through them. I guess it was I guess it's been about 3 days ago. And so the first thing I did was I went and put pollen patties on them. I got about 15 nukes, I think, there. And then I'm looking at them and I'm pulling frames up to see what kind of food I have. And they're on the light side. They were fed to the point where they wouldn't take any more sugar water. And they've ate a lot of their stores up. So I came back that evening. I had about, I don't know, 25, maybe 30 pounds of fondant in the freezer.
Right.
And I pulled it the day I put the patties on. I went right down and pulled a box of it out of the freezer, let it warm up and, get a little thawed out. And so that night I took and sliced it up like little steak strips, you might call it, and put them on wax paper and stuff. And then I went out there the next morning. I took off about an hour from work and put the fondant, put several strips per hive. And I checked a couple of them this evening. It was getting pretty late, getting close to dark. And they still had some fondant left, but they were definitely taking it down. So
here it is. It's going to be rainy for the next couple days.
Right.
You know what happens right after rainstorms, right?
Yeah, they like to swarm.
They like to swarm. So we'll see. Hopefully not. I've been doing some equalization and, robbing some nurse bees. So hopefully that's not retarding the colony, but it is giving them enough room so they don't get that instinct. I haven't found any cells, which would be the first sign, right? So,
well, see, that was my question also, and that's what I want to talk to James about, is that I've watched that what was this guy young fella up in Canada? He's put out videos about 5 years ago. Now he stopped the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and he does single hive management, but he's got like these big tall colonies.
Now it's Jason Raw or something like that. Young fellow.
Let me see.
Raw, I think it's how it is.
Let's see. Dewan something.
No, I don't.
Dewan something.
No, yeah, Devin, DEVANRAWN.
Yeah, he hasn't done videos in a while. I like
4 or 5 years. He knew, he was definitely Devin Raw. There he is. Hope come out and said. Anyway, I watching him, and I watched the one about single brood chamber management. But he also made mention, just like Steve did today. Well, you can pull a nuke off. Like, okay, well then, and that sort of he said in that video, Devin did. Well, I pulled a nuke off on all these hives in this apiary. And I said, okay, well then you put them back. You pulled the strength out of the hive by doing that. So they're not going to swarm. So if you do it once and then you put your honey supers on the way he was talking, you don't have to worry about they're not going to swarm, and I mean, and then of course, Steve up there in Pennsylvania said the same thing. Well, you can pull a nuke off. Well, wait a minute. You're sort of, you might say, indirectly equalizing by doing it that way.
Same thing. I mean, instead of taking a few frames out and giving them to a weak colony, you're just taking a few frames out and making a colony. It's the same thing, same principle. So he's the equalizer. You should have said, no, you're an equalizer.
Well, it's kind of, it didn't make me mad, but I was like, I'm here to learn and I'm here to ask you questions and get an answer out of you.
But
And,
it wasn't about mites.
Well, he didn't even want to go there with mites. He said he was tired of talking about mites. And I'm like, that's fine with me.
He must have watched our stream the other night. No Mite Thursday.
So anyway, that's what I did today. And I like to say, I wanted to get through them 10 framers out there, the production highs, and make sure they weren't going to starve on me, which they're not. They're all in good shape. And, I went out there and it was like, my car said it was like 45 degrees, 46 degrees. And for the most part, I smoked them fairly decent, but they were pretty damn calm bees, I'll have to say.
Mine have been calm so far this year.
Real calm, there's always a few guard bees, around your veil or landing on you or something like that. But as far as them really just coming up in droves, trying to attack you, the bees are quite gentle.
Unless you get that propolis pop, then sometimes they get.
That's a bunch of bunk.
You don't think so? Usually, my colonies. I've got a few that are doing good. A few.
I'll take the inner cover off like I did today, and I take it up, I turn it up on its edge, and I go pap like that, and knock the bees off, into the box. Well, and that sudden jar, usually makes them mad, but they don't.
I got to flip it over and see if there's any hive beetles in there. So
I don't have any of that.
Yeah, if there's any hive beetles, I got to smash them before I bang them.
Biggest thing was I had like 17 patties of altar bee that were at least a year old. They were moist, because I put them in the hot box and got them nice and warm after the freezer.
Right.
And
I didn't use my new. I did not use my new bottling machine when I bottled. I figured for the amount that I was bottling would have been too much cleanup to do. So I'll use it when there's a lot to fill.
I don't know. I wouldn't have bought it because you're not producing enough. You're not selling enough per week for something like that.
Might have to make a video on it. Now, hey, it's true though. Yeah, it was premature. But you know what? I did sell. Obviously, I sold over 300 1-pound jars. So,
yeah.
So it's not like you, but if I was doing all that at one time, then yeah, it'd be worth it because it's.
Yeah, at one time that would definitely be worth it.
But this year I kind of split up my harvest, and I still have honey to extract that probably will get done tomorrow. And you really can't say nothing, Brian, about those chicks, but I saw all that stuff you had up against your building the other day.
6.
Ed.
Hey.
What's going on? We're talking about single brood chamber management tonight.
Well, I hate to bust your bubble. I am doing single brood management, but that the split that I did, I made a double screen board tonight. Finished it up before I got on here. I'm gonna put it on top of the other hive, and just keep them warm on top till they brood up a little better, or until the queen comes back to lay eggs.
As long as she can find the way.
All right. So what do you do, Ed, as far as single brood? What's your management?
This is first year, right?
It's my first year.
So he hadn't done single brood chamber management yet.
Okay.
I had a double deep, and I broke it back after I had made the split. So now I'm back to single brood boxes now. So
with that double deep, if it was packed, were both boxes packed?
They're both pretty good numbers. And after I made the split, now the bottom box is starting to build. So I got to go in tomorrow if it's good enough weather, go in tomorrow to check to see if I have any more queen cells.
I was about to say you could have just if they were packed, you could have just lifted that top box and put the board in between them, right, and put it back down.
Well, the top box had the queen cells in it. I had to find the queen first, and she was in the bottom box, but I didn't know that till I went through everything.
Right.
And I didn't have the screen board at that time.
I've seen people do it where they say, "Oh, this is the easiest way where you don't have to even look for the queen. If it's queen right, you just pull the two boxes apart, slap the double screen bottom board in there, and then whatever colony doesn't have a queen, if it's got eggs, is going to make queen cells."
Well, that's true too. They could have made their own if I had the queen in the top box, but I don't want to lose her yet. She's actually been laying pretty good,
right?
And she's doing in the pretty well tempered bees.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, I saw on Mike Berry's video he just put out, he said that he was not putting a swarm trap in a specific location because the last few swarms he caught in that area were spicy when he
Yeah. I mean, I heard him saying that guy. I've watched that same video.
Let me see.
He jumped out there to put them traps out because Mr. Ed went and jumped in there and got some. He didn't want to get. He wants to try to catch them.
They were swarmy. Oh yeah, they were swarmy, not spicy. Swarmy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Chickens make good chicken. if you don't mind culling them. The eggs. Yeah, you'll find out if it's just the two of you, you'll have more eggs than you can eat, and then selling them is kind of a pain in the butt, I think, in my opinion, because most people expect washed eggs when you sell it to them, and they actually last longer if you don't wash them, right? So,
yeah,
you wash out that phylum or whatever it is on the outer side of the shell when you wash them.
That antibacterial coating they put on them for the babies, right? For the chicks. Joseph says he's putting his traps out on Monday or Tuesday.
Who's that? What is it?
Joey Rawls says he's putting them out on Monday or Tuesday. I was watching it on YouTube and not on over here.
So 2 bees, brat honey, whereabouts in Northeast Pennsylvania? What town? So yeah, I don't know. I'm after listening to them guys today where they're not doing this and not doing that.
Dallas, Pennsylvania. I didn't know there was one.
Outside of Red Line?
Bach Mountain area.
I don't know where that's at. I'd have to look that up.
I got it here. Check this out. This was cool. I showed you a grainy one yesterday. What did I do with it? Yeah, I did send it out, I think. Yeah, here we go.
Dallas, Pennsylvania.
So I did a clip and this window. Yep. Share that one. I like the little banner right there. It kind of comes and goes. I don't know. It's on there for a while, then it's not on there for a while. It says #1 new release in beekeeping supplies.
Go inside.
So that's pretty neat. Amazon put that up there.
Yeah, 2 bees. He's close to Man Lake up there.
Oh, I wish somebody would build something big like that around here. We're in the.
Yeah, he's up around Scranton area. Wilkes-Barre.
It's getting
Man Lake, right outside of Wilkes-Barre.
Getting to the point I might have to take a road trip just to buy beekeeping supplies. I was the Bob's number one. The number one new release in beekeeping supplies. I guess of all the new beekeeping supplies I've had, well, thanks to Mr. Ed and Mike Berry, it kind of bumped the algorithm a little bit, so that's good.
Yeah, he's 15 minutes from Man Lake.
Oh, that's awesome. How far is he from? How far is he from the Gamber container?
Oh, he's a couple hours at least. It's only an hour from my house.
What Gamber is?
And Man Lake up there at Wilkes-Barre, you can be there. We've drove up there in about 2.5 hours, something like that.
You know, those guys have got me at a disadvantage. I have the OG bottle with no label on it, you know. So when I go say it's Swarm Rustler, yeah,
it looks like this.
I got no label. Yeah.
Well, Michael said he's ordering some bullets and asked me, could I please put one of these labels into the envelope? So when I send it back to him, so we're going to try that. Try getting that out to him. But yeah, man, it's I'm getting excited because I'm about 2 weeks away from queen cells, being able to go pick some up. So that'll be interesting. I'm getting excited.
I wonder do they sell virgins?
No, he only sells mated and queen cells. And you know what? Gosh, they're nukes. I would probably get nukes from them, but I don't know how you could resell them unless you were ordering hundreds of nukes to resell to get a price that's you know, to sell their nukes, to get a good price to be able to
get a price point on them, profit back.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things to where, yeah, they're an hour away, but like I put out a thing on Facebook about pre-ordering nukes. You know how many messages I got about them? 0. So right now I'm going to be indebted for 20 nukes that I've committed.
No, you got 20 new hives right there for yourself.
Yeah, well, that's
now,
it.
2B says we're talking about singles, and I'm going to split half. I guess that's what it means.
You have doubles right now? Are you running double deeps? You're going to split them to single deep? I've been thinking some craziness too. I don't know. I'm trying. Like I said, I put those queen excluders up there, so that cap brood would hatch out, and I'm starting to move them back down. Right, trying to push them down so I can start putting supers on in a little while, or give them that area to where they're packed in enough. To where they start producing more drones. I mean, I've got some drone cells out there, but start producing more drones, start trying to bust at the seams, you know? So if I make splits, then it's good to go. That's the main thing for me is if I'm growing colonies, I can grow colonies. I didn't have to buy nukes to grow colonies. I can do that without them. But will it make it easier? Probably. It'll make
but if you can pull running doubles, now I'm going to take 10 this year to singles. Okay.
So we're going to split the boxes in half and then
put a queen in.
Put a queen in and let her rip. Oh, Charlie and Ed, if you would have saw the nightmare I was dealing with this damn electrical box. So
that's the one that's behind the wall or something or other.
They built the cabinets over top of the box, and they left a slot at the bottom so you could unscrew it from the bottom, but they hung an under counter light there. So you had to take the under counter light down, take the 2 bottom screws loose and the 2 top ones. But they didn't is fine engineering here. Even with them unscrewed, you couldn't take the panel out because of the nailed-in shelf in front of it, right? Because it was too tall. I couldn't pull it out either way. So I had to cut the shelf to get the damn breaker panel front off of. Putting my deep box on my single in spring, 3 to 4 weeks later split. Yeah, right now I think I've got a decent situation everywhere. There's really one colony that I probably need to check a little bit closer, but everything right now is how it's going to be until those numbers just start building up. And we're going to try to rock and roll it and make it happen. And if the weather comes up, or gets a little bit better here, I'm going to try to do some more videos, real videos. For some reason, when I go to my page, and it may not be that way for you guys, but when I go to my page on YouTube, it doesn't show any content down there. It says upload a video to get started, but I've got hundreds of videos. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it is what it is. Did you check out the thing I was telling you about with the header on YouTube, where it's got the link to my website is in the header, where you can click on the banner that's on top of my page that has my face and all that. If you click on it, it takes you to the website for the Apis and for
okay, I'll have to check.
Oh no, I hadn't checked that out either.
Yeah, you can click on it; it'll take you right to the website. So when everyone's like, "Well, what's your website?" I just go to my header, click it, and it'll take you right there. So that's pretty good little thing there. Good little deal. Need to make some shook swarms from my hives soon. All right, so shook swarm. I know
you don't know what that is.
I've got an idea, but I want you to confirm what I'm thinking is correct, because I've never done it that I'm aware
That's
of.
where you basically shake all the bees out in front of the hive and let them walk back in, and they think they've swarmed. You might put like a little ramp up there so they can walk up, or put a sheet down so they don't get messed up with the grass and stuff like that.
Yes, it is. It is already.
That's what I've heard. It's called as a Terranov split.
Okay.
It's a false swarm is what it amounts to.
Yeah, you preempt their swarming by leaving the cells in the main box, and all the foragers fly back to that box, and the ones that can't fly will walk the ramp and go into the hive you have sitting in front of it.
Yeah, the one that's doing the walking.
So what do? You make a split with the original queen and then shake all the bees in front of the colony?
No, you shake the queen and all the nurse bees onto that sheet. The queen doesn't fly. So the queen goes to the box on the ground, and all the nurse bees go into that box with her. And you have some brood and some food and stuff in that hive to supplement them when they go in there. And all the foragers fly back to the box where you've left the queen cells and everything to raise that queen.
I got you.
And that brood.
Now, 2B's Brett, he says, yeah, he's north but willing to try for cost. What are the thoughts? I presume he's whether or not single brood is going to work for him.
What's working? Well, there's people in Canada doing it, so
I mean, as far as where your location is, it might take you a couple more weeks for you to warm up over me, but it'll work as far as single brood chamber. I mean, if you talk to the guy used to be head of Man Lake up there. I can't think what his name is. He's a master beekeeper or something or another. He does it all the time.
So Kaye's saying, I simply shake. He does it a little bit different. He says I simply shake away all the bees in the super and take them to a new location and treat with OA and introduce a new queen overnight, and then place them into a hive. So you just move the box, you shake all the bees into a new box, I guess, and move them. But it says he introduces a new queen and then place them into the hive. So you just placing the queen in with the forager bees? Is that what you're doing? New World Carniolans, Sue Colby line, Strachan apiaries. Shook Swarm goes into a new location. So you're basically splitting out a nuke and leaving it behind, introducing a new queen and shaking all the rest of the bees. No, queen with the shaking. Okay, so yeah. So the queen stays with the old colony that you're shaking into the new box, but you're leaving behind a nuke, basically. I gotcha.
Just come a way to do a split.
Another way to split it. Hey, I'm telling you what, the easiest way that I've seen is that double screen bottom board method. That's the easiest way that I've ever seen in my life. Instead
of going through all that, like you say, shake the bees, put the queen color on, let the bees come up, populate the thing, put double screen in, you're done. It's not messy, I guess you would say.
And then how long? My thing is how long? I guess I just wait till the new queen comes back, then I block them up and move them to a new location. Once, because they're still on double screen bottom board, still in that. Well, you don't even have to. I mean, she'll come back to that top hive and start doing her business, right?
Yeah, she'll come back after she's made it and start laying up everything, and then just move them. If anything, I'd move them to a new location, and
problem is they're in
I'd lock them up for 4 days, and they lose their memory, and they'll stay right where they're supposed to stay.
Almost mite free. Okay, I get you.
Well, the thing of it is, I kind of when they say when you see a colony getting ready to swarm, and I'm like, let's not let it get to that point.
Yeah, my thing is I had the first 3 years that I've been beekeeping, not letting the colony get strong enough before splitting, because that to me now is the crucial step that I'm missing out on, because I was making 2 weeks of split.
No, they're not, Dennis.
Do
4 days.
No, he said
memory is as long as mine.
Yeah.
I guess he says he's thinking that his memory is 4 days long.
Mine's not even that long. Sometimes,
yeah,
it's.
I'm gonna have to leave here in a couple of minutes. I gotta go pick somebody up.
Picking them up. Can't be picking up women this time of night, Charlie.
Yeah.
What you got there?
Oh, that's the bottom board. The screen bottom board I had made.
Double screen.
Double screen. And one end's got open, the other's sealed, so they have space to walk, but they can't get out except for the bottom. So
that's perfect. Well, James said he would join in a minute, but he's obviously still working.
Who's that?
James. But we so there's really not, I mean, we're just in that, pre-game warm-up right now. Just trying to get everything organized. My wife is complaining at me again about having too much crap in the kitchen. So I'm gonna have to start moving that out.
Mine are in the bullpen right now. They're not just pregame; they're in the warm up phase, getting ready to roll.
I got a couple weeks. Well, traditionally people start splitting here around between Valentine's Day and March, right in that area. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure they're not ready to swarm. I'm going to let her get in as many brood cycles as she can get in between then and when I can go pick up queen cells. And then we're going to make some stuff. Make some stuff happen, hopefully.
I just made some quick nukes today too, just in case when I go through that the other brood chamber, that if I find some more queen cells, I got somewhere to put them.
Well, what you can do is make you about a 1-inch hole or 1.25-inch hole, and take some 1/8-inch hardware cloth and get something round that'll fit down in that hole. So put the hardware cloth over the hole in the piece of the wood, and then tap the damn top of the hardware cloth, and it'll make you a nice little mesh basket. And then you can just plug it. It's like a queen cell. You just put it right over top of the queen cells. Then when that, especially, I don't know if you got plastic foundation, but if you do that, what's going to happen is, leave a couple, right? Just leave a couple. So let's say you got, I don't know, 5 queen cells, 10 queen cells on that frame. Cover all of them you can with one of those cups. And that way, when they hatch out, that queen's caged against the frame, the other virgin. So leave a couple of them that can hatch and go out and try to get mated. And then the other ones are stuck. They can't go anywhere. So then when she hatches out, well, you got virgin queens. You can just cage them and make a split or something and put her in there to go get mated.
I did buy some queen cages. That would work. So
you just make sure, don't leave them in there too long. I would check it, especially when you've got capped queen cells, that when they should hatch. And if you see a virgin walking around, go ahead and start caging the other ones. Or what I've done is once the virgin starts walking around, I'll take that whole frame and put it in another box if the other ones haven't hatched yet. And I'll take off 2 of the cages and let them hatch in another split. So you're using one frame. So you got your one frame, right? And let's say they've got 5 queen cells on this side. They like to do things kind of crazy, like 2 or 3 over here and all different places. And then you got a couple of them usually on the other side of the frame. Well, put those cages over them, leave a couple. So when they hatch out, they have a chance to requeen that colony, right? But let the other ones hatch in that queen cell or in the little cage. So you just once you pop it off, you catch her and put her in that cage. Or once they hatch out and they're walking somewhere else in the colony, take that whole frame, put it in another split, take one of those off, let her out. You can just keep moving them. I did that with a frame, and they were kind of spaced out, the timing that they were hatching. So they hatched out because I knew about when they should hatch. I checked the frame. Yep, hatched out. I saw a virgin walking around, took the whole frame over, still had cells that needed to hatch, took 2 of those off, put it in a split, put bees in it. Once that hatched out, moved it, and then I had a couple that were still in the little cage, and then I could use them wherever I needed to. So
the one I have now should be walking Wednesday.
All right, I got to jump off here for a little bit. I'll be back, hopefully.
All right, Charlie. You're assuming we're going to be on here for a while.
Huh?
You're assuming we're going to be on here for a while.
Most likely will be.
It's only Saturday night with nothing to do. It's raining. But yeah, so that I went from 4 overwintered nukes to 15 colonies doing that exact method. Oh, there's 10 queen cells on here. Great. Virgin hatched out, moved the whole frame. Boom. Virgin hatch out, moved the whole frame. If I found multiple virgins walking around, like I didn't get there in time, I'd catch one of them and cage and move it. And I was able to populate small nukes, right? I'd take a frame of brooding bees out, boom, drop a virgin in there, maybe shake some nurse bees in there, good to go. And yeah, nukes, and that worked pretty well.
Now that eighth inch hardware cloth, the workers can get through that, right?
No, because if the other queen hatches out and she stings one of those cells, like the virgin, they'll just tear the whole thing down. So you want to keep them all out. And that's why it works really good with the plastic, because when you do the mesh and you put it over top of it, you can even make little rectangle boxes. I've seen people do that too. If you're using the plastic foundation, when you push it in, the bees can't burrow through the other side. They can't chew through the other side to get a cell, the side of the cell and she can't get in to sting it. The virgin can't get in to sting it. So it works pretty well. Smells good.
Yeah, I got sort of mixed comb in my hive, so it depends on. So I got natural comb, and I've also got the foundation.
Right. Well, you'll probably be able to tell which one is which, but it'll still work. I mean, but you got to be on top of your game. So, like when you get home from work, and you know, okay, this cell should be hatched by Wednesday or Wednesday-ish. When did you move the cells to the split? You remember how many days ago that was?
Well, Sunday will be a week, but were they? They were just about. They weren't capped yet. I think the next day they were capped, so it'd probably be by Wednesday or Thursday.
So if Monday they were capped, 6 days after that. So tomorrow she should be hatching, right? If Monday it was when you went on Monday it was capped off, then 6 days after that. So Monday or Tuesday she'll be hatched out. So if you want to capture those other, I don't know how many cells were in there.
There was two totally capped off, and the other one was just discharged when last time I looked. So I don't know what I haven't checked on. I will check tomorrow to see on the other one, see what's going on with it. Well,
yeah, and Philip says thing you can just cut out the other cells too and put it in a split as well. So
there's two of them that were right next to each other on the same thing, so I wouldn't be able to cut those. But then the third one was offset a little bit. I can probably, if it's capped, I'll try to cut it off.
If you got three, I probably wouldn't even mess with it because it's insurance, right?
Yeah.
If you had I've pulled out a frame and there'll be like 10 cells on it, you know, and that's what I'm like, yeah, let me do something with these. And thanks, James. I appreciate that one. Using the lure. Silver Gorilla.
It just seems like this spring's early this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's how I thought it was last year, too. And then we got these cold snaps kind of in between. But it's still, I mean, right now it's 44, but it's raining. Silver Gorilla, you still got Apis, or did you use it all already? I know he bought a ton of Apis last year. But so yeah, man, that's it's exciting times. I need to get more regimented on how I check my colonies. Yep. Philip says he likes to move two per split. Well,
see, I would have checked today, but it's been cool and rainy all day today. And you got like the 55, and I saw a few bees out, but there wasn't many.
Well, for some reason, and I think I know what it is, but bees like to swarm right after the rain. I mean, like the first day that it's sunny and dry after a rain, that's like prime swarm time. And I think it's, you know, if it rains for 2 or 3 days, I think it's because all the bees are hatching out in there and they can't get out. And then they've already decided they were going to swarm, but now it's like, okay, let's go. It's time. So
it's go time.
Let me see. Yeah, that's usually 2. I try to leave 2 per colony. But if I got a frame that's got 10, you can cut out the cells if you're good like that. When I was doing it, I wasn't good like that. and I'm still not always good like that. I just don't like I think if I can move it without cutting it, like if I got 4 cells and let 2 hatch and then move it without, you know, disturbing the other 2, then that's usually my game plan. Let me see. Yeah, it works well. The Apis does work well. For sure. Oh, man. You know what's bad about taking your glasses off? I can't see nothing.
I've used that Apis, and I've made it like 2 to 1, and put it out there, and then it started raining, and that 2 to 1's been diluted now. So, but still, the Apis is still in the whole thing. They still go at it.
Oh yeah, I messed up and let my mine get too much moisture in it, so I got to open up another one here soon. But I've got a ton. I've got a ton of Apis right now, more than I should have at this point. But I've got a bunch.
I was gonna buy another bag, but I ended up getting one when I went on that website that live stream, and they spun. I won that with that hive tool. I like that hive tool. I would love to use it, but I'm afraid to use it. It's too pretty.
Oh, that might be just something to go on your shelf behind you. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm ever gonna use that one.
I find hive tools are pretty resilient. I mean, I leave mine out in the damn rain and out on the box, so I always can find it. It's always in the bee yard. I don't ever have to look for a hive tool.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them out in the yard. So I'm not in the need for a hive tool right now, anyways.
Too lazy to make my own pollen sub. I brushed the activator onto my pollen patties. That's cool. I've got to make some. Well, I've got them. I see everybody putting pollen patties on. I've put a little bit on, but they were old, terrible ones I made my first year that I was just cleaning out my freezer and using. And because all the good ones got used already, the ones I made earlier in the year. And now I want to make some more, but it's like, it's not the time, really. I mean, here, all I'm going to do is feed hive beetles, probably.
Well, I did put a pollen patty on the on that split, just so they, because
did you have it in a sandwich bag, or did you put it in a sandwich bag?
No, I didn't.
You had pre-made ones that you bought?
Yeah, I had pre-made ones. Actually, I only got a couple more of those left.
They're kind of expensive, man.
I think I paid $40 for a 10-pound box.
That's high.
When I got it, yeah.
Oh, well, here's something at Man Lake, guys. Let me show you all something. Let me pull Man Lake up. I use Ultra B, but if I can find it, I think it's in. Let me present, share screen. All right, add to stream. All right, so everybody sees Man Lake, and let's search bulk. Always go to bulk. Oh, that said bulk hives and components, though. All right, so you see the dry pollen feed for like a 2-pound, or I guess that's a 2-gallon bucket is like $43. They had the bags, right? If I can find it.
You're talking about the 50-pound bags?
Well, they were 50 pounds. They're 40 pounds now. Look at that. 4,000. Yeah, I need to buy some of them too. So I'm probably going to be ordering some stuff from Man Lake just so I can get the free shipping. That's not really free shipping. All right, so 10 pounds of the Bee Pro patties are $36. Single patty, $5. 1 pound patty, $5. they had the bulk patty on here. Maybe I need to look in the supplements. They used to have it on over here. Clamshells. Damn it. They had let me just let's just search Ultra B. All right, so there we go. Ultra B. 40 pounds is $95.95. That's actually gone down, so that's pretty good. But if you buy 40 pounds of pre-made patties, it's $104, right? Now, if you keep scrolling, the bulk 40 pound is $67. So you can get pre-made. It comes in a box in a bag, or a bag in a box, right? And it's just pollen sub, 40 pounds of it already pre-mixed. So all you have to do is scoop it out, put it in a sandwich bag. You got 3/4 pound patties, and you save 35 bucks or $30, something like that, over buying a full bag. You can get it pre-mixed and save 30 bucks. And look at that, because it's not in a patty, you're saving almost 40 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, if I had the money, guys, I would buy a bunch of stuff, and I would not be as high as some of these guys. But the problem is when you got to buy it from them to resell, then it gets hard, right? It gets hard to do because they're the middleman and they kind of dictate the prices. But yeah, that's a much better deal right there. 40 pounds of bulk pollen patty for $68 compared to 40 pounds of pre-pressed patty at $104. So I would say if you're ordering other supplies and need pollen sub, just chuck that on the order. And, you know, I think it's over 150. They pay for the shipping. Unless you can man up and get buy $2,000, $2,200 worth of bulk patties. I'm not to that stage of the game for sure, but thought you guys would like to see that possibly if you need pollen patty. If you don't, yeah, Hilco's, I guess, reasonable. I've never ordered from Hilco, just because everything I have to order has shipping attached to it, right? So whatever good price you're getting is just offset by the price of shipping. Unless you're Better Bee, I order a lot from Better Bee, but that's my biggest headache with them is shipping, because you might order something that's at a good deal, like those poly hives I got. Well, they charged me $50 to ship it, right? So was it a good deal after the shipping? I don't know. You know who's got those? Southwest Ohio Bees. Tim's got them in. He's got the 15% global patties with apis in them. I don't know how much he's selling them for, because he never did send me that information. And Hilco bought a bunch of my lure to sell, and I mean a bunch, like 144 bottles of it, and it's not even on his website yet. So, and that's
you got paid for it, so
I don't care. It's his now,
Yeah.
But he didn't. I thought he was going to take it to Hive Life and everything, but he didn't. And let's see if Hilco's got any good deals. We'll give him some airtime here, since we're just kind of kicking around. Let's see. Present, share screen, Hilco, share it. All right. Add it to stream. Hilco, do they have anything on sale? Let's shop. We get Or do we? Oh, he might have it on his website now. I don't know. Let's search Swarm Lure. Or maybe by name. Swarm. Well, that brings up some items. Lure. Nope. He's still only got Man Lakes, which is higher than Man Lakes is. Higher than you can buy that on Amazon. Oh, sorry. Wrong button. Let's just search lure. Nope. Got to do it by name. Well, nope. No, it's his. He can do what he wants to with it. I don't know. I don't have $1,400 to not sell. But
Hive butlers.
Hive butlers. Let's see. Shop. 3-pound package. That's not a bad price. 5-frame bottom board, $15. Migratory lid, $12.59. Inner cover, that's 5 frames.
Yeah, this bottom board cost me $32.
$32.
That I built because I had to buy a new pneumatic nail gun.
Oh, okay. And that makes sense then. Medium with frames, $67. What's he got going on here?
And that was the Harbor Freight brand.
Yeah, that's what I get too. Let's see if he's got. Let's see how much his global patties are going for. Since we were talking about pollen, so let me see, $36.99 for this 10-pound box, guaranteed. Yep, 10-pound box. That's not bad.
About $40 basically.
Yeah, I don't. And he's got free shipping on orders over 100, so maybe I'll have to order some stuff from him. My thing is, I need so much stuff. Does he?
I was also looking today at the Pureco, all plastic foundations. And I think it was like almost $36 for 10 of them.
Foundation and frames or foundation?
And the whole plastic foundation frame and foundation together.
The
in a solid plastic.
He don't have bottles. He don't sell plastic bottles or honey bottles. Honey extracting, honey removal, processing, and extracting. Honey storage and containers. Yeah, I don't see it. No bottles. I'll have to look through his website more. See if there's something, some things I need. Some specific things I need, but hey, Brooklyn's good to see you.
Yeah, I was sort of curious too. I went to Tractor Supply today and was looking at some. They sell a cheap version of supers with frames, and they wanted $76 for the thing. 10 frames and a super.
Genius lid 10 frame.
And my head getting chilly.
It looks like a doggone. It looks just like the license cover. Oh, it's a lid with it. inner feeder and a lid together. It looks like it's an inner. Yeah, that's what it is. Looks like it's got a spot over here to put dry food and a spot over here for wet food. That's pretty good.
I mean, I'll be right back.
All right. Well, we'll check that out. See what it looks like on the colony. Yeah, it looks a lot like the Lyson cover. It's not bad. Matter of fact, it looks identical to a Lyson cover, only that has the feeder inside the lid, so it's not a separate piece. But those things are $50. A $50 lid. But the 5 of those and liking them. Yeah, I tell you what, I would like that probably better than the top hive feeders that I have, because the top hive feeders that I have are they tend to, if they're not empty, they become a pain in the ass to move. Built-in feeder holds half gallon of syrup. Never rot, never needs paint. $50. Maybe I have to see if I can call John up. Yeah, no inner cover. Yeah, that's what I like about the license too, that you could take the whole top off. Radial arm saw works better. Let's see. Try to catch up on some of these comments over here. Always take 10 nails home every night, fingernails. I want to, let's see. A 6-frame nuke box. I bought my 6-frame nuke box. I bought them from Better Be, the Lyson poly ones, though. I don't know what the exact specs are on the exterior. Some of these wood workers probably do, though. They probably know what it is. But let me see. Mike Berry replied to me. Let's see. Hey, I got a notification that I'm live. That's pretty good. The dimensions that I would have would be with they would be with a 7/8. Oh, there you go. Tritone's got it. And Charlie left. Lee's watching TV. Ed's coming back.
Yeah, I was just trying to ignore you, man.
So you have 2 colonies, right? Or you got 3 now?
I have 3, but 2, but I can't call the 3rd one yet till the queen comes back.
Right. if the queen doesn't come back, you could always, I don't know if you got someone down there that's got queen cells near you.
I've got a feeling I got a feeling I've got some more queen cells right now. I tell you the truth. And one of the other colonies is just so crowded right now.
Right.
I lift the top of the telescoping lid up, and I have a top board in there, and they're all up on top of it. And then I've got the
now. Have they built out all of the combs in the bottom already?
All the combs have been built out.
All right, so drop you another box on top of it. Pull one of the frames of brood up to the center, and put an empty down where you took that frame out of.
Yeah.
And let them start drawing some more comb out.
That's how I originally got them to do the double before I made, earlier this last season.
Right.
I did the same thing. I pulled a frame of brood up, and then they built out all 10 frames there. And that's what I'm using, the top one for the split.
That's some good looking.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Stuff I just bottled. So,
Some of the stuff I had out of a cutout looked like swamp water, but it tasted damn good.
But if you do that, then you're getting a little bit ahead, and give her, they're going to move up and start drawing that comb out, and it'll take that, give them some extra space and let them start working with it if y'all got a little flow coming in.
And that's why I was starting to look. That's why I looked at the super at Rural King today, thinking that I would do that. But then I also have a nuke now. I could probably, if I have to, take and split some out if there's another queen cell in there.
Yeah, you might have to split some more out. Just make sure you're not making them
not too thin.
Too thin. Crimp wire wax foundation. That's a real beeswax foundation that has wires embedded in it that you can embed in or put in your frame somehow. I've never used it, but I know what it is. It's kind of good, I guess. I mean, I've seen some people say the bees will eat holes in it too.
Well, this is like the normal wax that they make. They'll make passageways through it.
Right.
They'll probably just do the same thing.
I noticed when I cut a queen cell out, it's like they never build that back. It's like they just leave that as a passage to get through from one side to the other.
And sometimes that makes it difficult to find your queen too. When she does that, she'll hit that hole and go to the other side before you even see her.
Yeah, James says he would not move brood up until it's 45 at night. Just depends how packed your colonies are, without seeing it. Let me see.
They all during the day they're on top of that out on that doggone landing board, bearding out there and boiling out the top. So I'm thinking that they're overcrowded.
You'll probably get run off if you ask that question. They're probably. Oh, hold on, where's it at? He said, Bob, tell me about your swarm lure. I picked up 3 swarms last year just from phone calls. I have traps. I'm going to put those in locations. Phil said, my bees hated the RK foundations. None to very little wax on it. So I don't break the corners off. Some people do. To give them that little passage through there. I've seen some people take those plastic frames and drill holes in the bottom of them too for the same reason. What you got? So should I tell them about my swarm lure?
You know, the funny, I watched that video by Mr. Ed too. I've seen that place he goes to quite a
Yeah.
few times with videos. He's always picking a swarm up from there.
He was more surprised that he caught one in one day.
Yeah.
And the only two hives he didn't catch swarms in over there were the two Layens hive swarm traps that he put up there. So, and they don't smell like bees yet. I don't think he has any.
No, I think he said those were new ones because he showed the frames for them.
And the other two, you know, baited like you would a swarm trap, old comb. You know, the only thing he did was use my lure. So, so my lure, everybody here has heard about it to ad nauseum, but it's very similar in scent to Swarm Commander. So I imagine we have a lot of the same stuff in it. It comes in a 2-ounce bottle. What else should I say about it?
It doesn't taste good.
It don't taste good. That's my packing department and shipping department right there. You see all of my boxes for packing, but there's bottles of it there. That's my production line right there. There's more bottles of it over there already filled. My wife's got like 200 in the other room that she labeled. Got a ton of it. So Mr. Ed used it, caught 2 swarms in 24 hours. I can't claim that'll happen to everybody, but it was a nice welcome thing. I also have a bullet vial lure that is comes in a pack like this, just the envelope. And see if I've got one ready over here. I know I made one up yesterday. I just don't know which one it is now. Don't know which one it is. And I think I sold the one that I had sitting on my desk. Nope. These are all not. Darn it. I could open one up. But anyway, it comes with a vial in it like this. Oh, this one. This is the one I did yesterday, right? Looks like it. All right. Comes in a vial like this. You wedge it in between your frames, kind of at the back, and just pop it open. It's got a moisture wicking crystal in it, a gelatin. So it wicks the lure up through the bottom as it evaporates out of the top. It rehydrates from the bottom. So it makes it long lasting. And then when it does dehydrate and evaporate all out, this gel will actually fall down in there. You just take your bottle of swarm lure and you add some to it, fill it back up, and it'll rehydrate that crystal. Good to go again. So there you go. That's the oh my God. We got a onesie. There's a onesie sighting.
Oh God.
I was gonna say, you want to tell me how that swarm lure that works again, Bob?
I'm almost tired of talking about it.
I didn't catch all the nuances of that, right?
Oh.
Yeah. People, you can, well, I think Lee has it in here. Hold on.
I was gonna say he's speechless of the onesie. I thought it was onesie night. You guys have let me down.
Shucks, I forgot. I don't know where Lee's got the links in here. Let's see.
I missed Charlie. He went to bed, did he?
No, he said he'll be back.
Okay.
That's what he said. I don't know what he did with the.
Uh-oh, there's some moonshine.
I wish. Just water. That is about the right size for. That is about the right size for a moonshine cup, though.
Yep.
Let's see. What's the best place? I can give you a link. It's I have to drop it on YouTube though, not through there. Oops.
Moonshine infused honey. Got an idea there.
There you go. Nope. Forgot something.
Start early in the morning, spread it on your toast.
So,
Put it in your coffee.
did you get your pallets done?
No, but actually Alan was over, so we got a lot of it done. We got all the plywood cut up for all of the pallets. We got the plywood cut up for all of the 10 frame boxes. So we got all of the runners, basically everything cut. So we took out the jigs. We got the jigs set up. We did knock 2 of them off, and then we decided that that was enough for one day.
And you came home with all your fingers, toes,
So far. So.
or do you only got Canadian 7/8?
That's man, that was hilarious.
James said, "How long?" Or Cajun said, "How long before you bring your hives out, James?"
I won't get them out until probably the end of March, beginning of April. It all depends on the weather.
Let me answer one more question here. Where was it?
I'll see if I can get my notes going up here.
Dennis, one of those vials comes in one of these envelopes. But on that website I dropped, there's discounts. Like, so if you get a six pack, right? Because that's what comes in a gun, 6 bullets, right? So unless you're a real patriot, then you get the 15 count. No, but there's but there's 6 packs of these. There's like I think a 2 pack with a bottle, and then there's just the single ones as well. So
you gotta make a 30-round clip.
30. That's it. Just make a bullet tray holder full of bullet. So so you're just relaxing now, ready for the evening.
Well, yeah, exactly. Tomorrow morning we're going to hit it pretty good. We should. I'll be surprised if we don't have all of the 2-way pallets done tomorrow, which is we're just smoking it. Like it, last year when I made up the pallets for 50, 60 hives, it took me the best part of a week and a half. And this year we did. What do we got? We got 25, 28 2-way pallets and another. Well, that would be 50, I guess. Yeah, about 50 2-ways and 30 some 3-ways. So
yeah, that's pretty. I mean, I guess once you get that system down, right? Like,
well, I built jigs for everything. So the runners go in there. We put the PL premium down on the runners. We throw the plywood on top. Get all that screwed down. We finish completely the top, flip it over, put the locks and stuff like that on the bottom, and off to the next one. It's
right.
Once you get the jigs, the biggest part was cutting all the pieces out. I mean, once you get it all cut and you understand the sizes and the dimensions, and
that is Canadian 7/8 and not US 7/8. That makes a big difference.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and Brad is really. He's put a lot of thought into that. Like it fits really, really well. So, once you get your measurements and once you get all that done, yeah, it goes pretty good. So that's awesome.
It's just then it becomes the Henry Ford system. Just make it.
So a box jig, absolutely. So box jig, actually, I'd highly recommend making a box jig. I'd highly recommend making a jig for putting your frames together.
Keeps them all clear.
Yeah, I've got a jig for the pallets. I got a jig for the, the queen grafting tables. It just works so well. So take the time to build the jig if you're going to do multiple, because it'll save you tenfold easy.
Right. That's the same thing when now Texas Bee Supply calls me up for formula, and they're like, "Well, how long does it take you?" I don't know. I can do 200 bottles in an hour or something like that. Oh, yeah. Well, then you're not out. No, I just want to make sure I got all the stuff for your order. Yeah. That's what it's about, making sure I got the supplies to do that for you. And then he was like, "Oh, okay, well, I understand now." And then it was 30 minutes later they had an order in, so it's good to go.
Exactly. So
and Curtis did contact me and ask me for
good.
my email address, so
Excellent.
I gave it to him. He said, "Oh, thanks," and then I didn't receive an email. I thought he was going to send me an email, so I was on the lookout for it.
Oh, I was that Friday afternoon.
Yep.
So I could have, maybe that was my fault. I went in there and I dropped off all of the course dates for the beginner beekeeper courses, the advanced beekeeper courses, the introduction to queen rearing, and I'm actually putting on a new one that I've been working on for a couple of years, and that's going to be a queen grafting course. So that one I'm kind of excited.
Do that one virtually so I can attend.
Actually, that's one that I really can't do virtually because I've taken the time and I've made up the grafting tables and I made up the frames and everything like that. Part of my queen grafting course is I will actually help people graft the queens. And when they're done, they go home with a mini mating nuke full of bees with at least one mated queen. So that's, they're getting something out of that course. So they get all the tools, they get, the mini mating nuke, they get the bees, they get everything. So it's actually, I'm quite excited about that one.
Try that one, Dennis. That's a shortened link, and sometimes, yeah, that was a shortened link. That's the actual link. That's why I did a shorter link. So you got it now.
So to Flower Street Farms there, I see you bought a 10-frame jig. I was going to say, if anybody's going to build a jig, or if you're going to go buy a jig, so I'll tell you some of the things that I've learned about my jigs. So when I first started as a hobbyist, of course, I made a 10-frame jig, thinking, okay, you know what, that's a full box. That's great. If you're planning on becoming a sideline or a commercial one, so for example, like a frame jig, I'm still using my 10-frame jig, but I really wish I would have made a 50 or 60 frame jig, just to, and I think that's part and parcel of as you grow into your operation or grow with your operation. But, if you do plan on expanding, don't be afraid to, if you're going to make a jig, don't be afraid to make it, a little bit bigger.
Right. That's it. Always have a little bit more than what you think you're going to need.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's going to be.
I was just going to say, and the other thing too is, there you go.
Jarred it up tonight.
There, got to like that. I was going to say, yeah. I don't know if Alan's watching and stuff, but being a single sideliner here, so a one-man operation, when you got friends or buddies or something like that that'll come over and give you a hand, I would say Alan probably cut down time. I'm going to say in like probably 2 or 3. So
usually 2 people can work faster than there's some of their labors are greater than the number of people doing it, right?
2 people make it go like three times as fast. It's amazing.
Or is it just all the BS and that makes it seem like it's time's going by faster?
Well, no, ironically enough, there really wasn't any of that. But I mean, as I'm pushing stuff through the table saw, as you'll see on my video, I didn't, being as I had him over, I didn't get a chance to edit my video and put it up. But I mean, as fast as I'm pushing it through the saw, he's picking it up on the other end and piling it, and he's bringing me another pile to push through the saw. So it was just a continuous, and we basically did that from, well, I got up this morning and I went out to the bee barn with the snow blower, and I did all the snow blowing this morning. So pretty much from about 10 o'clock until,
James is located in, I'll give you one hint. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Let's see if he gets it right this time. I
don't know if I can change that setting. Probably can't see it that way. Doggone it. He's from Canada.
Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada.
He's a leafer.
Well, I can put what is blink the flag back and forth.
There you go. I got a Canadian flag, but that Ian pretty much rocks that. So,
Oh, now we got no background. Look at that. How did that happen? Oh, hold on. We always do leads, so let's do since we were talking about the lure. We'll rock the swarm lure label behind us for a minute.
There you go.
Let me see.
Isn't that the Wrangler one?
Oh, well, you can't. You can't tell. He's got the lasso and not the guns.
Yeah.
That's a Swarm Rustler 1.0.
Before copyrights.
Yeah, before trademark infringement. I should just have a bunch of like blank bottles for the first one. James has got 78 at the moment.
76. I lost 2.
The 2 nukes.
Yep.
Forget them nukes. We didn't want them anyway.
So, I still consider that to be a pretty good success. I was just trying to see if I could find a picture for your background, Bob.
I don't know how I can upload. That's some high def Lee stuff right there. Let's see. What's he got up here? Here, how about this one? Just some bees behind us. A bee frame. That'll work. He's got all this stuff on in here. He's got background music you could play back there.
Yeah, I've been hearing people talking about during the season when we were talking about wasps and hornets and stuff like that, contending with some of those in the hives. And I started hearing about the ball face hornet that's supposed to kill bees and stuff.
I don't know. I always see ball face hornets in my open feeder, and
I found a dead one. It wasn't a ball face hornet. I thought it was because its face wasn't orange colored.
Right.
I found it, and that thing was as big as my thumb. And I was like, I took pictures of that thing because you hold it up and see people say, "Oh man, a ball face hornet," or the Japanese hornet.
No,
that it's a grub hornet. It's a grub hornet.
Oh, really?
They're a solitary hornet. They live just to eat grubs out of the ground.
Hey, maybe they eat small hive beetle larvae. Maybe that's a beneficial.
But I found it. It was dead. I didn't kill it, but it was already dead. It died and fell in a bucket. I'm like, oh crap, they're here.
James, do you run 6 frame nukes to plug in for losses?
So I do. So I learned at the Hive Life. So I do run the 6 frame to plug in, but not. I didn't understand how Ian was doing it until I went and saw Ian's presentation at Hive Life, and that's part of the reason I'm increasing the number of 6 frame nukes that I have this year. So Ian uses a 10%. So if you've got 100 hives, he suggests you have 10 nukes to plug that in. So, just to give you an idea of where I'm going, we're making 30 of those here right now. Wink, wink. So,
in other words, you're going for 300.
We're going. I'm going to make sure that I do not run out of equipment this year. Let's put it that way. So, plus the
discount code is Stream 10. That's people who watch the stream is Stream 10. So that's 10% off of anything on there, your entire order. So order a lot, save more. But if you run 10 nukes, well, here's the thing though. Well, you don't know officially yet on the colony count.
I
right?
don't. So
you haven't cleared it? You haven't used the FLIR to check it out?
I haven't used the flare to check it out. Having said that, so I was in there this morning. I went in there to grab a 2-way pallet and a 3-way pallet just to confirm all of my measurements before I cut up a couple $1,000 worth of boards and stuff here.
Right.
But they were all still right at the entryway. So far they're looking pretty darn good. Like I do know February and March is usually where, if you're going to lose a colony inside, that's usually where you'll start to lose them. But I'm sitting here crossing my fingers. Once again, this is the first time I've put them indoors, so I'm still learning a lot as to this indoor overwintering. And this is where, like I say, talking to Brad and watching Ian's videos and stuff like this ahead of time, I do believe I set them up very, very well last September, October. So, and I gave them that insurance medium as well. So I think, hopefully I'm worrying for not, but
right.
I have built into my plan 30% losses. So I really hope I'm not that high, but
I don't think you will be. I mean, the reason people lose colonies February, March is for starve out, probably.
Correct.
And you have extra insurance feed on your colonies. So that should not, knocking on wood there, be an issue. And,
well, we'll know in a month and a half.
yeah, it's true. Let's see. So Phil, I did use some scientific research that was documented on Chem Europe and PubMed in the National Health Library of all places to develop my lure. So yes, I did. Guess that's the trying. Thanks, Dennis. I'm glad people are interested in lure, but I talk about it so much that.
Well, you guys are just entering, or you're just about to start your swarm season down there, are you not?
Yes. So, like Mr. Ed caught his 2 swarms on February 6th. And now as it starts moving a little bit further north, now we got like a little bit north in Louisiana, right? Now Mike Berry put out a video using my swarm lure today. So I was like, man, it doesn't get any better than that. 2 great YouTubers pimping my product for me.
Let's see how it goes, right? So, well, I don't know what everybody else does. I mean, I put a swarm trap up at every apiary,
I call it an insurance hive.
Exactly. Now, does that mean that if you have a swarm, they're going to go there? No, but I guarantee they won't go there if you don't have one.
Right. You got 100% chance of failing if you don't try.
Days of 0, exactly. So yeah, no, I put one up at every apiary just to be on the safe side. And the unfortunate part is they're outside of the electric fence. So last year I had the bears rip 3 of them down. So, but it just goes to show you exactly why I put up the electric fence, I guess.
Yeah, so I did a video earlier in the week, and they were lives, right? I think, yeah, they were both lives, and I called it an insurance hive, and it was just a dead out, right? 10 frame deep dead out, sitting on the hive stand, and I baited it up with some swarm lure, and you know which swarm lure I used. So with my swarm lure, actually I did put a bullet in it, and then I also baited it up with some spray. Why? Because I have a metric ton of it here. So, and it's cheap for me. I can just
there you go.
So I have my own bottle with no lid. It was a bottle that had no lid in the, I got done bottling and there was no lid. The caps left in the lid or in the box. So I was like, well, I guess that one's mine. So that's my personal bottle. And it's not the law. But hey, I will tell you, Mike Berry said it and Mr. Ed said it. that that it has lemongrass in it, and it absolutely does not have lemongrass in it. It smells lemony. It smells similar to lemongrass, but there is no lemongrass in this product. So that's what I got to say about that.
Well, guys, I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm being paged. So
All right, Ed.
Have a good night.
Appreciate you stopping in. Thanks. But yeah, I've just been, did the insurance hive, and immediately there was bees going in and checking it out. So are they one of my colonies? Don't know. One of my colonies might be raring to get the hell out of Dodge. I don't know.
You've had queen cells in there already, so.
Yep. And I was trying to explain after I did it how when you first spray it, you'll see one, maybe two bees checking it out. And the longer you sit there, the more bees start checking out at the same time, right? So it's like a bee will come in, they'll do the walk off, then they're measuring the box out, right? Then they'll come back out and they'll do a little orientation, and then they're gone. And next thing, a few minutes later, well, now you got 2 or 3 bees there checking it out. They'll land. It's funny because they'll land on the landing board, they'll walk in, then they'll turn around and walk back on the landing board, turn back around, go back inside, then they start doing their thing, whatever they're doing there. So
they're checking out the hive.
Yep, that's it. They gotta there's so much that plays into it. And it could be, I was happy Mr. Ed got a swarm, but what I told him on the phone when we were talking, I said, he knows it, but we were just discussing it. It was just like, there's so much that goes into that, right? It's like, we don't know how big a swarm that's looking to swarm. Is it too small for them? Is the swarm trap too small? Is it doesn't smell right to them, or, whatever, not facing the right direction, whatever it is, doesn't mean you're going to catch a swarm, no matter what lure you use, whether it's mine or Swarm Commander or Swarm Science or Billy Bob's Lemongrass or, rub a lemon out. I don't care. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you're going to catch a swarm. It just helps them find the box. So today I went to pull a bucket swarm trap that I left up last year. The top was ripped open, and I unbuckled the ratchet strap. A squirrel ran out. It had nested in there. That's crazy.
I lost 2 hives last year from a squirrel burrowing into the hive. I'm surprised the bees didn't kill it, but of course the leaf left a hole about this big, and the bees froze out. But so it's interesting.
I haven't had you guys know those. My bees are right next to my house, and I haven't had any critters get in it. Not like possums or raccoons or anything like that I've seen. I need to put out my game cams over there to see if any possums are coming or any raccoons sticking their hands in there trying to munch on anything.
See, we don't have any armadillos. We don't have any possums. We don't have any raccoons. We don't have any rats. But the only thing we really got to worry about is kind of bears, squirrel, and mice. Really, I guess is kind of what we got to worry about. So
when I first moved here, we didn't have armadillos either, and then they started coming this way.
I should say we are just starting to see some raccoons this far north here now.
We do have armadillos now. I see a lot of armadillo roadkill, but other than that, I haven't seen one in the wild yet. And here, well, I've got coyotes, foxes, possums, raccoons.
Oh yeah, we got lots of coyotes and lots of wolves and things like that up here.
Let's see. I'm not as good as Lee keeping up with the chat. Probably, first reason is my eyes are bad. So you see me doing like this. I'm trying to read what's going on. But yeah, so today I bottled some honey and did some electrician work. So not major stuff, but This house was built in 1960, and I think the breakers in the breaker box were probably from 1960 or 59. They probably used last year's model. They were old. So I started replacing breakers in the breaker box and some of the old receptacles, updating them to the 3-prong receptacles and stuff like that. So just trying to modernize a bit. Figure that could be some of the, like this plug that my computer was plugged in was like half a plug. I mean, it was like burnt down over the years. It was just like old, you know? So I was like, no, I'm getting that out of there. So hopefully it, you know, helps stabilize the current in this place. And the one breaker that I really wanted to replace, because the one that the microwave pops every time I turn the microwave on, of course, the hardware store didn't have it, right? Went to Ace Hardware. Yeah, they didn't. It's a single pole, dual, or what do they call it? Tandem breaker, right? So it's one single breaker, but it's got 2 breakers on it.
Double pole, double throw.
Double pole, double throw, but it's a single pole.
Single actuating, yep. Single actuating, double pole, double throw.
And they had none of those. And the ones they did not have, they weren't the right breaker for my bus.
I'm surprised you can even find breakers for a box that old, you know.
Well, I think the bus may have been updated because it's got a square D S.
The breaker panel's been updated. Yeah, so if it's a square D, it's probably been updated because square D wasn't around back in the 50s.
Well, it's got the old, I think the oldest style that's just got the prongs, like they're different directions that just pop in, and 1 wire hook it up, 2 wire screw it up, 3 wire. That's about right. But it was not a just nobody had that breaker, so I ordered it on Amazon, so hopefully it'll come in. But there's one thing different about the breaker that's probably going to ruin the whole game. It has the right attachments, but for some reason it's got a plastic nipple or something that hangs down that I don't think it'll interfere with anything, but it probably will. But it's probably nothing my Dremel can't take care of. So they think they got me, but they didn't. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
So we'll see. But it was just crazy because when my dad passed away, my mom paid this guy $35,000 to redo her kitchen. And you know, I know it's an extracting line. I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
But built the cabinets in the kitchen right over top of the panel.
Oh man.
So the shelf. It wouldn't be bad if the shelf would have been like just a lay-in that you could have just pulled out or something to get to the panel. No. It's nailed in, screwed in, been painted, you know, it's in there. So I even tried to bang it with a hammer to knock it out so I could do that, and that wouldn't happen. And then so I ended up having to cut the shelf so I could so this is how stupid this is. So if this is the breaker panel and there's 4 screws, a screw in each corner, the bottom screws, there was a slot in the back of the cabinet where you could get to the screws from on the bottom of the panel underneath, right? But underneath the cabinet was an under cabinet light that was mounted in there. So you had to rip that down so you could unscrew the bottom, and then you could unscrew the top. But this genius engineering
couldn't get the panel off.
Well, I did get it loose, right? Because of the depth of the slot, I could move it. And then I was like, well, I could just pull it up because it's tiled underneath. You couldn't drop it down. But if I've tried to pull it up, Well, you couldn't, because of the shelf, you couldn't tilt it to pull it back out. So I had to cut the shelf out to do it, at least part of it. So yeah, it was a nightmare. But now that it's off, I'm just going to replace all the breakers, and I don't know. I will put a shelf back in there that just sets in, right?
There we go.
Yep, and then it's, you know, at least a semi better situation. Still dumb, but you know, at least it wasn't my dumb mistake. It was somebody else's. I make enough of my own dumb mistakes.
There you go.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing. It's been raining all day. Sold a couple pounds of honey. It's funny. I'll be sitting here at the computer doing some work or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear, and I got to walk out. What size bottles do you want? Squeeze bottles? Okay, I'll be right back. Go inside, walk them out there. Oh, you need change? Okay, I got to walk back in, get the change, come back out. Feel like a car hop.
There you go.
Be like, you didn't tip your server. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, that'll be Friday again. Actually, this coming Friday, I'll run around and fill everything up again.
So I know you told me, but they don't know. How's your sales going?
That new cabinet that I put out there, I've emptied it twice. So,
so as compared to what you did,
flying off the shelves.
Did you have it in there before you put the display in, or that was the first go?
No, actually, they contacted me. So they contacted me and they wanted to know if I'd put it in there. And of course, I built up those cabinets and put it in there. And it was funny because on the video that I put out there, that picture right at the very beginning or very end of the video, it took me 3 or 4 goes to try and get that picture because I would stock the shelf all up, and then one of the customers would come by and grab a honey and away it goes. So I'd stock the shelf again all back up, and I'd go back to take a picture, and there went another pail of honey. And it literally took me about 20 minutes and about 4 goes to try and get a picture.
Stop.
Yeah.
Old lady, don't you see I'm taking a picture here? What the hell?
No. Actually, it was good because stuff like that have been around Byzantin and Grand Prairie and Sexsmith and everything like that up here for years and years and years and years and years. So, the name is well known. Let's put it that way.
If I could get a little boutique shop, just a small shop, I think I would call it, the name of the store would be, and don't y'all rip this off because we might have to franchise it, and then you guys can be franchisees, early adopters, if you will. We could just name it Honey, I'm Home. Right? That's it. Honey, I'm Home.
Yeah. My wife got me a doormat that says that. It says Honey, I'm Home, and little bees all over it.
It's pretty cool. That could be the store name, right? And then everybody that owns a franchise donates like a case of their honey to the different stores. So everybody has their honey, but they also have all these other local honeys from all over the place.
I still think that's the way to go. I don't know what it is about up here. Yeah. When I went down to Tennessee and saw everybody down there, everybody was sharing and exchanging honey, and it's absolutely great. I've got probably 10 or 15 different bottles of honey here from all over the US, and it all tastes good. But up here, to try and, I don't know why, to try and get a couple beekeepers together to work together up here, it's almost like, I don't know. I was thinking about it actually today. I was blowing snow, and because where I rent the shop and stuff off of this lady, so I phoned her to let her know, snow's all been blowed, it's all done, and everything like that. She says, I actually didn't think you were going to get out there. And I says, well, I said I would, so if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I'll move heaven and earth to get that done. But I was thinking about that, and with all the beekeepers, it's almost like people don't trust people anymore. And because people don't trust people, it's almost impossible for anybody to do anything with a group of people, because I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to blame it on COVID or anything like that, but I just don't understand why people don't work with people and everybody would win. But it's just one that makes me scratch my head at the end of the night thinking, how come? Like, why? Where did that go? I mean, growing up as a kid on the farm, if the neighbor needed a hand, and we had all our hay crop and stuff like that off, well, guess what? Your tractors and everything are all going to help the neighbor. Well, that doesn't happen.
Because if you had a problem, they would come help you.
Absolutely. But that just doesn't happen now, right?
Right. Not as often. I mean, there's a few people out there that'll do it, drop what they're doing or whatever and come help you out.
Well, like I said, Alan was a prime example. I've known Alan since I grew up with him and everything like that. He was one of the neighborhood kids. I spent a bunch of time over at their farm, probably just about as much time there as I was at home.
Right.
But, he's been over here probably, I'm going to say just about every night. He'll text me, do you need a hand? What are you doing? Hauling plywood, I'll come help you unload it. And just, and his brother Sheldon's the same way. So, I mean, I'm very, very fortunate to have people like that that'll come and give me a hand.
Right. It doesn't happen too often. Hell, I can't even get my kids to come help me out. They should be mandated by law to have to help me out, but they don't live. My daughters live in town, so I don't really expect them to want to get it. I mean, some women do get out there and do bees, but
my wife and daughter both this year, they both said they want to go get sized up. They both want to come out and help me, so that's awesome. I mean, that'll be absolutely fabulous to be out there with everybody.
Yeah, and I think it would make it more. Not that it's not enjoyable for me, but I think it would be even more enjoyable for me.
I just, where's my wife? She's probably next door. I just have to make sure she's not going around to all the queens and saying there's only one queen in this hive.
Pinch, 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 pinch. Crushing them all. They had me going. I had them going last night about pinching queens. You saw that, right?
I was trying to pipe it there every bit I could, but yeah, I was busy ripping plywood there again last night too. So.
And then what was it we were talking about? Then I was talking about
your hot
queen, and she's small. Oh, it's a virgin. It's not a damn virgin. I know what a virgin queen looks like, and so it was funny. They were all laughing. I'm like, it's not a damn virgin. So, but yeah, that's it, man. Just hanging out and trying to get some stuff done. I'm trying to be prepared, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm ever as prepared as I want to be.
Well, my season is coming very, very quickly. So, I'm hoping to have the 2-way pallets done tomorrow. And I'm hoping to have the 3-way pallets possibly started tomorrow. We'll see. And then have all the lids and stuff like that finished by the end of the week.
Right.
With any luck, my dipping tank should be, back from the fab shop, hopefully next week, if not the following week. And then, I got 2,000 pieces of foundation to roll wax on, so that'll keep me busy for a few evenings. So,
just a couple,
and then of course building all the frames for them.
See, that would be for your daughter and your wife. That's a great task, rolling foundation.
So, I do want to create something to do that. So I'm thinking, a couple. I don't know if you've watched or if any of the viewers watch, what is the show called? How They Do That, or How It's Made, or something like that.
How They Do That.
And there they were making vinyl, and I'm thinking there's really no reason I shouldn't be able to do the same thing with foundation, where you got a couple really spongy rolls rolling together, and your wax can just kind of flow in down on the side where you could adjust the wax.
Right.
And literally just drop the foundation through, and it should roll wax on both sides nice and easily, and away you go. But I don't know. Let's have to see how that works.
Almost like you ever seen those ringers that when you squeeze the handle, the things come down and squish?
Yep.
You could almost do something like that.
Or we had a ringer washer up here for years where you'd, take them out, put them through the ringer, out and then hang them on the clothesline.
It's just, how would you keep the wax hot the whole time?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So, well, I guess if you're doing it quick, the wax is going back into hot wax. So the hot wax should keep it pretty liquid. But you might have a bunch of floaties. So you be interesting to see.
Well, I got a few things in the works here. So I'll be digging out the bucket feeders here really quickly. So I'll have to pull that project back out. Making a pail washer, if you will. Everybody hates washing pails, so we'll see how dig that project back out. See if I can't finish that off. So that would be a good one.
I always do the high pressure jet.
Yeah, there's a better way. There's a better way. Stay tuned.
Well, you can make like a big bottle washer where you just turn the bottle washer where it's got pressure in it, and you push down and it squirts the water out of it.
Well, the trick there though is it's not going to come back out through the screen, so it's got to come back out the hole, because I refuse to take the lids off my pails, because of course you take the lid off the pail, then it doesn't seal up. So I got a few things in the works there.
Well, I'll be paying attention.
And,
I need more things to rip off. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I cut the hole in my toolbox today, so that's a start. So we'll start towards getting that incubator done.
Did you see the incubator that I showed on the screen last night?
I didn't. No.
It's basically a diver's case, the plastic diver's case.
Yep.
And it's got the temperature sensor with the humidity gauge in it. That's right in the top on the middle.
Right.
And then basically the same thing that we were doing. But it's Bluetooth connectivity, and it's a rechargeable battery inside of it, so it doesn't have a cord.
Oh, well, rechargeable battery would be interesting. That's probably not a bad idea.
And it says it will last 5 hours.
Well, I imagine that would depend on how much the heating pads were being used and things like that. Yeah,
that's what he does. He said, "Hey, James, have you ever tried running 3 6-frame nukes for honey production?"
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely had to. So I did that last year, and everyone that I did that last year pretty much provided me at least one full deep super of honey.
That's the well, hopefully mine will produce me one deep super of honey this year.
So
that's
no, and like I said, I really didn't. Some of these things that you can watch all the videos in the world, but I really didn't understand Ian's technique until he explained it with his battery presentation at Hive Life. And I tried to take some notes and stuff like that while I was down there, but I didn't get them all. So I am happy to hear that those videos are soon going to be out there too. So
yeah, I heard that tonight too.
I'm extremely happy to get my hands on a copy of those and then go through some of the the presentations and stuff. Between meeting everybody, seeing everybody down there, the vendor location, and then if you're sitting in one presentation, you're missing another one. So so being able to get my hands on those videos, now all of a sudden I'll be able to see them all. So I think that's great.
Holy crap. 3 people ordered. I got my work cut out for me.
Well, what the hell are you doing on here? Get busy.
I know. I gotta get busy. Well, just to show you, these are just from today.
There you go.
Not including the 3 that I've got sitting there. So they're all ready to go, ready to get shipped out. So
Perfect.
it is definitely going the correct direction.
Yep.
So
So that was what? That was 4 big packages?
No, that was 6, and now
Okay.
I've got 3 more, so I have 9.
Well, how come it wasn't 18?
Huh?
I
Why
said, how come it wasn't 18?
I guess it just wasn't blessed that much
Yep.
today.
Tomorrow will be 18.
Well, it was nice. Did you see the little tag that Amazon put on there?
I didn't. Have they got it back up in Canada?
No. Oh, you wouldn't have seen it then. That's right.
Nope.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I can buy off of Amazon in the US too. They just keep trying to flip me back over to Amazon Canada.
this I'll show it again. So I was happy about it. It was exciting to see. There it is. Can you even see that at all?
Yep.
You see this little tag right here?
What is that?
It says #1 new release in beekeeping supplies.
Oh, there you go.
So I felt like I accomplished something. Matter of fact, the only reason I even knew that it was there was because Amazon called me. It's like, hey, I just want to let you know you do have an account executive advisor for your account. I'm like, oh, I do? Cool. And she's like, yeah, I just wanted to let you know you got a new tag on your product. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's cool. So of course their goal is to eventually sell me advertising on Amazon. I know. I've been in the game long enough to know.
There you go.
Know that's what they're trying to do. But oh yeah, we were at Hive Life this year.
Absolutely.
Planning to be there next year. Who knows? I might even have a booth or a shared booth or something this year coming up. Or by that time, hopefully enough of my vendors are there with my product that I can just float to their booths like I did this year.
Yep, exactly. And then, so I run, you were saying the one individual was saying that would be about 50 pounds of honey out of that nuke. So I run 9 frames in my honey supers. So, and every time I would spin my frames about every, I think, what was I getting? I think it was every time I would spin it, I would get just a little better than 60 pounds out of the extractor, and that'd be 12 frames, of course. So maybe a slightly less on some, slightly more on others, but
are they U.S. pounds or Canadian pounds?
Well, you know what? If I go,
because we know the gallons are different, right?
I got you beat by the gallon, buddy. Your dollar might be bigger, but our gallon is better.
That is true. So you got more per gallon, but less per pound.
Well, way less dollars per pound, that's for sure.
Yeah, way less. I mean, you're getting. What'd you say at the store? How much are you getting per pound?
About $4.93.
$4.93 Canadian. So
yeah.
like, we'll say what, $4 US?
Something like that. Yeah.
$4.20 maybe.
And you guys are somewhere around 10.
Well, yeah, I don't sell at stores, but yeah, I get 10. Some people are getting 12.
But you got to take a look at the geographics. So, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, huge honey producers, right? So, I mean, the competition to sell the honey up here is fierce because there is a lot of it.
Right. Yeah, it's true. And I'm starting to see more and more people around here. Yeah, James is selling his for $12 a pound up in Michigan. And
nice.
Some people are doing it here, and I see people that are, I think they're crazy, but they're selling, and maybe they're genius. I mean, maybe I'm the crazy one because I'll see posts on Facebook of people selling honey locally, and they'll have like a a small jar. It'll be a jar when I say small, but it's like the size yours is. I don't know how much that holds.
14 ounces.
So that's almost a pound.
Yeah, 474 grams or something like that.
So so I think it's the one that's a little bit shorter than yours. Is it an 8-ounce jar?
So there's
12-ounce jar.
Well, it's interesting because the ounces in fluid ounces and the weight for honey is different because they base it off of water. So there's actually a 14 and a 19-ounce jar. So to buy the jar on Amazon, the one you got would be a 19-ounce jar, but it holds 14 ounces of honey, if that makes sense.
Right.
So that's the difference between gross and tare.
Right. Okay. So I think they're selling it's an 8-ounce. It's the smaller hex one, like yours. It's just a smaller bottle.
Yep. Yep.
And they're selling it for more than what I sell a pound for. And I'm like, either they don't have that much honey, or it's the best honey ever, or they just can get away with it. I don't know.
Part of it too is the presentation, right? Some people, they relate the octagon shape to the hive, and in all honesty, $10 in Indiana and $10 in Kentucky, that's awesome. But I really think that's what's helping my honey sell, is selling it out of those hives and having that foundation and stuff at the back. And I am working. So one of the viewers on one of my, actually on that video that I put up, they gave me another great suggestion. So I've got some coroplast right now. That is, my daughter she's going to do up her writing and everything like that. We're going to pop that into a frame, and we're going to put my story of Old McNally's honey on top of those frames. So now you can see, when it was established and where it's from and who I am and
contact information, all that stuff.
Well, basically, myself. I mean, I like to go somewhere if I understand the story behind it and I understand the person. I can easily get behind that story, if you will. So, I think that was a great suggestion by one of my viewers. That was awesome.
So if you're getting $3 US a pound, and the jar has got to cost you over $1.
Actually, so I buy those out of Vancouver, and I think I pay 93 cents, I think, Canadian. And then the lid is, I think the lid is like 32 cents.
So the real question is why I'm not importing these jars from Canada. Because, these jars, these mason jars are about 90 something cents at Walmart, right? When you buy a case of them.
So I think it's called Wellcan or Wellscan out of Vancouver. Actually, they're just north of Seattle and stuff there, but they are in the lower mainland of Vancouver. And I can send you the
information on it.
Information, you betcha.
Have you seen the lids that have they're just like this, but they've like your lids, but they've got the honeycomb on it?
Yep, I've seen those too. They actually they sell those as well.
So that's I don't know. I've been using 1 pound plastic squeeze bottles. I've been buying them in a case of like 300. They're 321 to a case.
Oh yes.
But
see, I can't find those up here. But part of it is like Brad was saying, there's a few different rules we have up here as to what we can and can't sell. The sizes and everything. I was just trying to. Right here. I think this is it. Nope, that's not it. I was just trying to find that information, and then maybe you could put it up for your viewers here.
You're gonna make me jump hoops.
Well, I know I got it. I know I got it on my my iPad, but I know if I go looking for it on the iPad, you're going to lose me.
Well, I got your pictures with nukes on it.
There you go.
Let's see.
I'll see if I can find it here. It's a really, like, they're really, really well priced.
And I'm going to buy about 20 Pro Nukes.
I love those things. I
I
absolutely
do too. I would love them better if I got them at your price.
Well, you
Yeah,
too can get them at that price.
at the low price of $4,000. I also talked to Mike and Mike Gordon. I was like, hey, how much can I get Pro Nukes for? He's like, yeah, you'd probably be better just to buy them in the States. I'm like, damn.
Yep.
I guess you don't see the prices on them in the States.
Well, they're still cheaper in the States.
See, you need to be in the Pro Nuke selling business.
I've already upset the Alberta supplier for produce.
Well, yeah, he'll be all right. Well, see, that's the thing. When the local supplier here called me up upset, right? You know, you can be upset, but you know, you might be about $7,000 shorter in sales this year. That's all I'm saying.
There, I sent it off to you.
Okay, so I will just put that over here in the YouTube. Oh yeah, it's HTTPS for secure.
Okay.
2 of those. Scan.ca for Canada and another slash. Boom. See if it comes through like it's supposed to. And if I click that, well, yep, nope, opened up a new tab.
No, it's there.
Do they ship to the States?
Nope, it's still in .ca.
No, I'm saying, will they ship to the States?
Oh, I think so. Yep.
Wow, you ain't kidding.
They got everything in there.
190 mLs, 250 grams of honey, clear hex jar. That's 58 TW. Let's see. That's cheap.
Yeah, and they got the lids and everything like that there too. So you're heading out. Bye, honey. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
My girls are hitting the night, going out, hitting the town, I guess.
Oh yeah, Mom's totally hitting the town. I am not.
They're going out. I'm sitting here in my onesie. There you go. So that's a box of 12 for $12.87.
$12.87 CAD, right? So
Canadian. Yeah. That's what I say, about 93 cents or something like that, I think is what it was.
where's it at? Where's it at? It'll tell me somewhere. All right. $9.65 for 12.
Oh, there's another balloon over Canada?
Yeah, why didn't y'all shoot the last one down? You let it come down here and infiltrate us.
Because our government's too stupid to even know it was there. Oh, wait, did I say that inside voice? I mean, we had no idea it was there. Oh.
965 divided by a dozen equals 80 cents US a jar. So plus the lid, right? So I don't know how much they charge for lids, but
they're all on there. So it tells you what lid and stuff it takes there too, right? If you look at it, it'll tell you what lid. I think it's a T32 or something like that.
T50. Let's see. Additional information. No.
They do have it all in there. It is attached there somewhere, but
Hex jar 58 TW. Maybe it's just I'm looking at the wrong thing. Maybe.
Oh, 50. No, so 56 TW lid, I think is probably what you're looking for. They say they got everything in there. Oh, look, are those Swarmler bottles?
Oh no, that's beer beverage amber twist bottles.
Well, hey, that could work. Have enough of those, you probably find a swarm.
375 mLs.
You know, hey, you can get it in bulk.
Right? Does it come with the beer? That's what we need to know. Let's see. That's pretty good.
So if you just type in, you should go back and be able to type in lid or something up top in the search.
Let's do this. Let's do honey lids. Honey, I type honey and they starts coming in there. Oh, they got a can sealer too.
Oh yes. No, like I say, they got everything. They're I love that site.
Let's see, honey jar lid. Well, that don't work. What is it? 58 TW lid.
Sure.
There we go.
There you
28 cents Canadian.
There you go. It's hard to lift those supers up with the handle on the inside.
I've done that before.
How much do I get each of what? Of the jars and lids or honey? James, I'm not sure what you're asking.
Consumer doesn't know.
If you're asking how many of the jars and stuff I get, well, I only got 3,800 pounds of honey last year. I sell a lot of it in three. He's just laughing. That is a huge crop failure. I think Brad put it exactly perfectly. But I sell a lot of honey in 3 kilogram tubs or pails, and then a lot in 1 kilogram pails, and then of course I supply. I supply about 1,200 pounds to a meatery, and then I'm working with a Haskell. Actually, I'll get that for you. I don't think I've showed you guys that. I'm working with a Haskell farmer, and what he's doing is he is making all of his jam, all of his syrup, and all of his extract now. Instead of sweetening it with sugar, he's sweetening it with my honey, and it is flying off the shelves.
The onesie kills me. The onesie. That's got to be a lot of honey. I don't know what the conversion rate is. What's the conversion rate for sugar to honey?
It's actually almost just about 1 to 1.
Oh, is it really? 1 pound of honey for 1 pound of sugar type deal?
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see this. So this is so Eagle Hill Farms, another Canadian product, but gotta figure out honey sweet Haskell extraction or extract, and this I've been drinking it in the what the heck is it? My daughter's got one of those. I don't know. You put it in the bottle and then you can carbonate it. You make carbonated water and stuff.
Like a soda stream?
A soda stream. That's exactly it. And that stuff's great in there. Great on pancakes. And Haskell berries is it's really good for you. It's absolutely plumb full of antioxidants and things like that. So I'm very happy to be partnering with with a farmer like that.
Especially if they're using thousands of pounds of honey. That'd be awesome.
So, well, he just started it. So I convinced him to give it a go, give it a shot. And I think he's selling now, or I think he said now he's selling 2 or 3 to 1 now. So the consumers are really liking the stuff that is honey sweetened. and it's kind of taken right off.
So now you could sublet your space.
Actually, no, but believe it or not, he pretty much has a display right beside mine now in just about every store. So once again, this is where I was saying earlier, everybody works together.
Right.
So if I found a store that was was good sales, and the store owner and stuff like that was good, absolutely, I gave him his name, and yeah, he's pretty much in just about every store I am now.
Well, that's great. And now he needs to put sweetened with Old McNally's honey.
Well, we're getting there on that one too. So he was giving me a hard time. He was like, well, I sure, typical, right? Once it works, well, then comes the haggling, right? Well, if I can get it for this per pound, I sure could, like to take a few notches off of that. And I was like, we could probably do that if my logo went on the bottle,
Right.
So it doesn't have to be any bigger than that Canadian flag. I'm good with that, but it's got to be on the bottle. So.
I understand the haggling part of it, but at the same time, you also, on deals like that, people kind of almost forget, buddy, you wouldn't even be in this store if it wasn't for me helping you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, a little bit extra, whatever.
Exactly. I don't mind. So I am going to be putting bees out at his orchard this year, so I will be getting Haskip honey. I've never had any of that, so I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to taste like. So,
well, is the I guess the curiosity for me would be, because honeys vary so much from year to year,
mm-hmm.
that how could the taste be consistent on his product, because the taste of the honey would change?
Well, I'm not sure. The only thing I can tell you is he has acres and acres and acres and acres of Haskip berry bushes. So, plopping a hive in the center, those bees aren't going to have to go very far to get whatever the heck they need or want. So
right.
It's probably, once again, you can't force the bee to only go to the Haskips, right? I had a customer today ask me that. Well, what is your honey? Well, the only thing I can tell you is it's a wildflower honey, where I put my hives. I try to put my hives in a field of clover and alfalfa, try to keep it close to a nice clover field. So it's clover honey. Well, I'm not going to say no, but I can't say yes. It's pretty much a wildflower honey, because I have no idea where the bees are going.
Right.
The one thing I can tell you is I have no canola fields right nearby. So that's the one thing that I can't say, is it's not canola honey. I will have canola honey this year, though. So
it's a Haskip, ETH.
HASKAP.
Oh, Haskap.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
HASKAP.
Okay, Haskap.
Yeah, look it up. It is extremely high in antioxidants, and it's really tasty. They make a nice Haskip wine, and they actually started making Haskip berry ice cream, which is really good too. Like, I don't know, I would think you must have this in the States somewhere.
You can do Haskip mead?
Absolutely.
See, it's honey sweetened. Now all you need to do is add the yeast to it.
Well, as you know, I'm working with a meadery too, so.
See, now you can hook him up. How would you like some nice Haskip berries for your...
Well, I've actually already did that too, because she, the lady that is looking after the meadery, I put her in touch with the farmer with the Haskip berries, and yes, she is using some of his Haskip berries. So you can see how
networking.
Everybody's starting to work together, and I think we're all going to profit from it. So that's great.
It's also called honeyberry. is what George said. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I'm not sure if I don't know enough about them. I don't think it's the same thing unless it's a slang term. Honeyberry up here is like
Well, it sure looks like a haskell berry.
And maybe, like I said, we call something else. Maybe what we're calling a honeyberry is a slang. It could very well be.
All right. This is what they look like.
That's what they look like.
Honeyberries.
That's them.
Do they have a pit in them or seeds, or are they just kind of like a grape?
Nope. They got a seed and stuff like that in them too.
Haskell Japanese plants. $50 haskell berries, $3.99.
They're like I said, they're pretty darn tasty.
I wonder if they would grow here.
Oh, I bet you they would.
I got sandy soil. I don't have that nice dark soil that Chrysalandrocarpus lutein seeds.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever you just tried to say. But what happened to Charlie? He went to go pick somebody up and then never came back. Maybe
okay. I came in because he wanted to talk about single brood management. I don't know what he asked me. I think he probably knows more about all of that than I do, to be honest with you.
But anyway, it is 19 minutes to 1 a.m. Zone 3 through 8. Not sure about the soil.
Oh my, yeah. I don't know if I showed you these. So my teaching aides came in from the University of Guelph today.
Oh, the pictures for the frames.
Yeah,
nice.
So I'll get them all in some frames now.
Very nice. I got a teaching aid from the University of Guelph.
What is that?
It's a thumb drive that's got every one of their YouTube videos on it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
People are like, well, why'd you buy that if you could watch them for free on YouTube? Because I can take this to some other person's laptop and plug it in. And I can say, today, boys and girls, we're talking about single brood chamber management. That's the best Charlie impersonation I can do.
I like
He likes it too. I see him smile every time I do it. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it for the night. I got to pack up these last 3 orders for the night. And actually, it's for the morning, right? It's for the next day already.
There you go.
And get them.
I was going to say, if you don't mind, maybe send me the information on that digital bottling unit that you picked up down there.
It's on Bailey's or Bailey Bee Supply.
Bailey Bee Supply. Okay.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Maybe just fire it down to me in a text if you don't mind.
All right. Let me yeah, BaileyBeeSupply.com.
And that'll pump out of a 45-gallon drum too, right?
Yeah, it's just got a hose.
Okay. So I'm thinking a bee blanket around the 45-gallon drum, straight into that, because I'm packaging honey pretty much every second day here now. So
and if you can knock it out quick, more time for more activities.
More time to be in the wood shop getting more stuff made.
Trying to see. I know it's in their videos. Where's the... Oh, maybe it's in the harvesting and bottling section.
Who would look there?
Only a wise. Oh, I like those, but they're plastic too. Plastic, 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 plastic. There it is.
I was looking at that one that Cayman has got, but I don't have that kind of cash floating around right now.
It's the same as this one, just a little fancier wrapping.
There you go.
And you could buy 4 of these for the price you bought that one. So you're actually more productive with these.
Well, I just need one. Yeah, I just need something that's going to be a little bit more accurate, like say so.
So you mean one like this one right here?
Is that what you got? Yeah, that's the one.
Hopefully I don't have to hook it up to a 12-volt battery.
So,
because I didn't.
I got an order that I got to get ready for Monday. That gentleman wants another 37 pounds there. So
Another 37 pounds.
Yeah.
It had. Hey, there we are. Didn't show, oh no, I'm just sharing that tab. That's why.
Oh.
But they have a video on the website of how to use it as well.
Got it.
So I'll send you that text.
Got her. Yeah, like I say, something that's going to be a little bit quicker.
Well, I'll tell you what. The valve and foot pump thing I've got.
Yep.
Works swell.
There you go.
If you got if everything's in, it would work better if I had some way to be able to grab a bottle and the lid like they were right here next to my chair, and I could just do it, fill it, and then put it on a cart or something.
Oh yeah, I'm not concerned about closing it up. I'm concerned about right now the way I do it. By the time I close my honey gate, I've overfilled the bottle just about every time. So I know, somebody buys a pound of honey, from me, they're getting, a pound and an ounce, or a pound and 2 ounces type thing, right? Just in what I would save in honey alone in distributing the proper amount would be huge.
Right.
God, thank you. So, and that's what I'm looking at. I just want to make sure, the last thing I want to do is charge anybody for a pound of honey and not give them that pound. So just the fact that there's a scale there and I can make sure they're getting exact. I'll still probably put it like 1.1 or pardon me, 1.01 or 1.02.
Just a little bit over.
Right. So
insurance 0.1.
Exactly. Right. And instead of an insurance, you start dropping an extra ounce.
This way, I'm giving you what you're paying for.
Exactly.
No more, no less. All right. Well, hey, let's call it a night for tonight, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Alrighty. If I don't pop in next time Charlie's here, say, we had a great single brood chamber management conversation.
Yep.
See what he says. He'll shoot us both.
He would. He'd be like, I'll have to go back and watch that. Just make sure you watch the commercials.
I told him I'd pop in here as soon as I was done in the wood shop. So I made sure that I'll move heaven and earth if I tell somebody I'm going to do something. So here I is.
All right. Well, we appreciate it as normal. And I appreciate your friendship and the time we get to spend on the phone and stuff like that too. So
for sure.
Don't ever think I'm just milking you for information, and don't call you up any other time.
Oh, I can always say no, right?
Just don't pick up the phone. No, I'm just kidding. One time I'll just call you up and I'll be like, not even talking about bees. Hey James, how's your day going?
Yep. What are you doing?
Yep. And you'd be like, okay, get to your point, Bob. I got stuff to do.
No, that will be me for about the next month and a half. Like say, I got a pile of stuff down.
Then after that, I'll be trying to call him and be like, hey man, I'm working bees. I don't have time to talk to you.
I was gonna say, get your passport. Come on up.
Oh, I would love to.
Load that lovely wife of yours up in the truck and come on up.
Yeah, in about 40 hours drive, we'll be there.
Actually, it's not that bad. I think what did we figure out? To drive down to the Hive Life, I think it was 22 or 24 hours driving time.
Yeah, so it'd probably make it about add 5 hours to that. 4.5, 5 hours to that, and that's what it would take.
But
Yeah, I would love.
Brad's twisting my arm pretty hard. He wants to drive down there next year, so we'll see.
Just you need to get the big John Madden big motor coach and drive that down.
Yeah,
It
it
kill you on fuel.
It would be. I think even as it is, I think it would be one hell of a trip because I got sidetracked just going from Atlanta to Sevierville or Seville, however. Sevierville. But yeah, imagine what I could do going from Grand Prairie to
We're going down to the Grand Canyon, then we're gonna cut over.
It's treat time.
Down Route 66. Yeah, it was treat time the other night. She knows what time it is. All right, James. Well, we will talk to you next time, sir. We appreciate it.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.